Hey up guys, you'll have to excuse me croaky voice this morning. I'm full of cold and I got a sore throat. I'm sneezing like hell. The stands are done. I just took it up to my mates because my welder, it's only a little shitty Clark thing. It isn't powerful enough to do 10 mil. So I've just blitzed it up to my mates. And he just quickly shoved a load of welds on for me. So then that's proper solid now, is that. Obviously these didn't need welding as much as the bottom bits because the bolts hold them on. But at least now everything's welded up. All good. So what I'm going to do is, I've been down to the unit, quickly went down after to try it on the bike, but I'd forgotten. The bike's on the paddock stand at the moment, and the little paddock stand wheels come to there, if you know what I mean. So I can't put this on the frame because the wheels are in the way. So I'm gonna have to chop off that much off the frame, off this, and then what'll happen then is I'll be able to bolt this onto the frame. The paddock stand will still be there. And then when I take the paddock stand off, the weight will then be released onto this stand. So all I'm going to do today is just cut that off there. I didn't have a marker pen, so I had to use a cable tie. So I'm going to cut it off there, both sides. And then what I'm going to do then is I'll probably nip down tomorrow morning if I'm feeling alright, because I've hardly had any sleep last night. I'm knackered. So I'll nip down tomorrow morning, and then we'll get it on the bike, hopefully, and then that frees the paddock stand up. So hopefully it will work out. If it hasn't worked out and it doesn't work, then it's cost me 30 quid to buy the metal, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find another use for this or something. I don't fucking know, but anyway, so we'll give it a go. I'm not going to bother showing you cutting this. So the next, when I cut restart, it'll be tomorrow morning down in the unit, hopefully. Right, see you then. Hello guys, so I've brought my stands down. I'll give them a quick coat of paint, and I've had to cut them down a bit. So I've chopped it down a bit there. So we'll see if it fits on. I've got my glamorous assistant helping me.
It's the worst day of my life.
Right, I'll get the stands in there then.
Someone has fucked the project up.
Right, so what's happened? That is just a bit too long to line up the second bolt in here.
It's because you're an amateur and you don't know what you're doing.
It's only just. Is there any way I can do this?
Pay somebody. Look at the state of this place in here. You should be ashamed of yourself, Jason.
You're supposed to be filming this.
I am filming that. I'm just looking at all this junk in here. I'm going to put it on one of them haul things and sell it all. Full content.
So you put this bottom one in.
How far does it sit off ground? Oh, only a good inch there, Jason.
Right, yeah, so that's...
Sick.
Just turn it up until we've...
You made a mistake. The fantastic Jason is now back.
So, can you point it at that, please? The wheel is now off the floor without the paddock stand. The paddock stand is behind Ida. And it's held up by this. But the only trouble is, if you look down there, it's just not sat on the floor right.
Let's stick your fingers underneath it so we can see it. Shit.
So I think them bits down there are a little bit too long. And what I've done is I've done it so I wanted these flat, which was wrong. What I should have done is just measure while I was on the paddock stand. So instead of that being 90 degrees, instead of this being 90 degrees to that, it should have been up at a little bit of an angle like that, if that makes sense, for them to sit on the floor.
So if anybody out there watching, which is going to be a rarity, decides they're going to do this project, do your measurements first. Don't do a Jason, because you're going to fail, just like he's failed this. It's called a bodged job. Yeah, probably dangerous, probably fall over when we go. So yeah, don't do what Jason's done. Pay somebody to do it properly. Isn't that right, Jason?
So what I've had to do is put a bit of wood underneath the front wheel,
Bodged,
to bring it up. Otherwise, it fell forward, and that was about ½ an inch off the floor down there. So I really need like a sliver of a bit of wood underneath the front tyre to get it sat on the frame flat like that. So I need a tiny bit more wood.
why does it keep going in and out of focus?
Because you're pissing about.
I'm not, right, I'm hardly moving it.
I'll just turn it off, Heidi. It's a fucking disaster anyway. Fuck off, I think.
It's so funny. You got to put all your videos up, remember?
I need someone to sit under that wheel.
Right, I'm going to turn it off while he goes and finds a stone or something to put underneath of it. Right, we're back again. So that's the bodged bit of wood that he put under. He's been foraging around. He found no stones, but he did find... Is it steel?
Aluminium.
Right, so the steel he's going to be using...
Aluminium.
Yeah, the aluminium what he was going to be using is something that he paid a lot of money for because he was going to make clocks, which were another failed project. Go ahead, Jason.
Can you slide that under there, please, while I push the wheel down?
Right, so I'm going to multitask.
Ram it under.
Hang on a minute. You know, it won't go under because it's too thingy. It's too tight. There's no thing to push it under. Can you see?
Just get it there, like that. That's going to have to do.
So, it's not a failed attempt. What did you call it?
A partial fail.
So it's a partial fail, he says. I'll tell you what, if I'd paid somebody to do this for me, I'd be wanting my bloody money back. Right, anyway. What else have you got to do today while we're here?
Well, I was going to start that, but I forgot the battery.
Alright.
Right, so... That means now, because there's no paddock stand on, it means I can take the swinging arm out. Because it is going to hold it up, isn't it? Yeah?
Are you talking to me or your viewers? Are you talking to me or your 5 viewers?
Whoever wants to listen. As you can see, look, paddock stand.
Get that on eBay.
No. So, what I'll do is, I need to get my swinging arm out now. Right, just fucking call it a wrap, Heidi.
Right, we're calling it a wrap. He's not an happy chappy today, are you, Jason? What's your mood on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being really bad. Where are we at? Let me see how far I can push you.
No, it's a partial success.
Okay, so what are you giving it out of 10?
Just what we stand?
Yeah.
Probably about a 7.
Fucking hell, that's generous.
So as you can see, when Heidi moves that way, look, that sun's bright, isn't it?
Yeah.
The bike is held up by that stand that I made. Yeah, admittedly I've got my measurements slightly wrong. I had the trolley jack underneath just to lift it up a little bit while I put the top bolt in, but the trolley jack is not actually supporting the bike at all. It's them two stands that are supporting it now. So right, yeah, we'll call it a do then, because I can't really do much more. The point of today was just to get this stand on and just see. Can I just come on there, please? So as you can see, a stand on either side. So you can see the idea that I had. I keep spinning the wheel to show you that it's off the floor, although you know now. So you can see that the idea I've had, and it is going to work because I will still be able to get the swinging arm out and the shock. So basically I can get the whole back end off. Oops. Can't I? And that's the whole point of it. Even though I had to piss about a little bit lining these holes up, so I can get the back end off and I can start prepping that swinging arm to put back in. So that's all I was wanting to do. And while the swinging arm's off, I'm going to give it a clean in there, I think. So yeah, we'll see you probably next weekend then.